Right. Okay, so you've got me, audio. Hello, my name's Jess. I'm the single sole member of the Bleeding Obvious, and in about 5 minutes' time, I'm going live on Chapel FM for the annual Musicathon. Now, I'm hearing in my ears the wonderful tones of a chap called Jimi Hendrix. You won't be hearing Jimi Hendrix at the moment. Go look him up. He's really, really good, okay? But I don't know if I've got copyright to be able to broadcast his stuff, so let's just play it safe, shall we? However, as soon as it's my turn to go live, I'll be cutting in the radio feed, and you'll hear a little bit of Chapel FM stuff, and then I will be playing you half an hour set of really cool stuff. I'm in my studio here, which is affectionately known as the Fishbowl. Let's see if I can just give you a quick show there. This is the Fishbowl. And it's got a ridiculous amount of kit just sitting there at the moment to effectively do what we can do on the wireless. So yeah, right. Anyway, so I'll just wait here a bit, you know. I mean, I'm going to noodle. Should really tell you a joke or something like that. I feel I really should tell you a joke or something. Right, okay, yeah. Two ladies out shopping. One of them says to the other in the shop window, "That's the one I'd get." And this Cyclops jumps out and kills her. I'm blaming my mother. Let's cut in Jimi Hendrix, shall we? How are we at Chapel FM? Are we all right?
Looks like we're going to go live in a couple of seconds. Give me a second.
24
Okay.
hours of live music. Musicathon on East Leeds FM.
And you just heard Jimi Hendrix,
Okay, so
one of our
after this DJ's
our
giving you an introduction, you'll
poets, artists,
Thank you.
musicians in residence here at East Leeds FM, Chapel FM Arts Centre, helping make a little sense perhaps of this strange year we've all been living through. And there's a theory that if you stay up and listen to the entire Musicathon all 24 hours straight and soak in all the juxtapositions and wildly different kinds of music one after another, that you might just, for at least a few minutes, understand this crazy universe we're living in briefly before it all dissipates and returns back to normal. But if you can stick with us, we have many more hours ahead of the Musicathon. Following Jimmy in just a bit, we'll be hearing from The Bleeding Obvious, which is a one-woman queer cabaret, otherwise known as Jessica. Bleeding Obvious will be coming up in just a moment, but over the next few hours, coming up in just a moment, we'll be passing over the microphone to our music worker here at East Leeds FM, Chapel FM, Sean Ashby, who's going to be introducing the next sets of artists. But we have Abby Warner, Emma McKee, Kanara, Ramona Ellis, Becca Fatbass, Danetta D3, coming up in the next 3 hours till midnight. And then John Toulon takes over for his middle-of-the-night set full of lush, ambient, bizarre, experimental, beautiful music, jazz, and all the rest. And then on into the morning, we'll have 2 live performances at the Chapel FM Art Center towards the end of the Musicathon. We'll have Emma Playford and Ella Playford and Darius Batiwala playing the organ behind me here in the Chapel FM Radio Theater to end off the Musicathon at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. But now I think we're ready to bring in The Bleeding Obvious.
Okay, good luck.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am broadcasting to you live from the Fishbowl studio, my tiny little studio in Wakefield. And hello. Hello, everybody. My name's Jessica Rowbottom. I'm the single sole member of the Bleeding Obvious. And I write songs about being queer. Hello, Mum. Hello, Dad. You know that girl you thought you had. The girl's a boy, but don't feel bad. His happiness should make you glad. I was born this way, born what way? Am I bi or straight or gay? The pendulum swings both ways. Where will I end up today? 'Cause life is never quite as straight as it seems. When you've worked it out, then you switch teams. So many labels, so many terms, the more you look, the deeper it turns. LGBTQIA, situational fluidity. I'm a demisexual, pan-romantic, polyamorous androgyne. Sitting in the middle of the gradient line, I'm an LGBT Frankenstein. Life is never quite as straight as it seems. When you've worked it out, then you switch teams. So come on, let's see. What might there be to label somebody like me? Well, there's lesbian and gay and bisexual and queer, pangender, transgender, demigender, androgyne, transsexual, two-spirited, andro, new twa, illicit gender, xenogender, aporogender, quad, bigender, aliagender, agender, intersex. Or maybe I'm just a questioning genderqueer. Where does that fit on the Kinsey scale or the Klein sexual orientation grid? Maybe I'm just straight after all. I don't think so. Life is never quite as straight as it seems. When you've worked it out, then you switch teams. Life is never quite as straight as it seems. When you've worked it out, then you switch teams. And is it even a choice any of us can make anyway? Well, hello, Chapel FM. This is just wonderful to be here. This is my 4th year for the Musicathon. The first 2 years were in the middle of the night with John Toolan. Last year I was in the wonderful chapel in front of the aforementioned massive organ, FNAR. And now I'm here in my little tiny studio. We're also going out directly to YouTube as well. So hello to anybody who's joined us on YouTube. Producer Helen is operating cameras tonight. But yeah, it's lovely having Chapel FM here. Wasn't Jimi Hendrix brilliant? I mean, I love Jimi Hendrix anyway, but that was something special. Very, very pleased. So yeah, my name's Jess. I am the aforementioned single soul member of the Bleeding Obvious, in the same way that wandering makes a round, one aeroplane makes an airline. I write songs about being queer. And one of the things that happens, a seismic thing that happens to pretty much all of us, is that you come out, don't you? You come out of the closet. And people say funny things to you. They say things like, are you sure it's not just a phase? Or they say things like, aren't you meant to wear something different? Of course, you've got to be operating Lesbian 10 for the Dungarees and the KD Lang album. But some things people say, and you hear again and again, like, it's okay by me. They do, don't they? They say, it's all right by me. As though they're giving you permission. But your permission is not required. Acknowledgement would be nice. Recognition is essential for me to live my life. Your agreement is not needed. Understanding would be good. Comprehension's not a given. To recognize my womanhood. My biology's not your business, but still you scrutinize, decide whether I'm pink or blue, based on what's between my thighs. Your reasoning is flawed, 'cause it's not so black and white. My gender, my identity, they're my basic human rights. But the sermons of hate come thick and fast, a second wave debate pulled from the past. Gender critical, political class, I find your misogynist arguments crass. So next time that you lie down in front of the parade, or post offensive stickers and shout offensive names, when I next need the bathroom, and let's face it, we all do, I'd like to not get attacked again, 'cause I need to go to the loo. And let's face it, we all need to go to the loo. Thank you. Of course, there are happy songs. There are lots of happy songs. We could sing a happy song about being a happy monogamous lesbian. I think that's what I'll do. In a bar near Soho Square, boy meets girl, confident air. Buy a drink and that's where it ends. Gotta get going, no time for boyfriends. I know where I'd rather be, lying together, you and me. 'Cause there's plenty of guys around the world, and you know me, I'm a one-girl girl. There's plenty of guys around the world, and you know me, I'm a one-girl girl. Strolling down the street, everyone I meet, boy meets girl, and that's kinda sweet. Me, I ain't got time for no guys. Relations like that don't give me butterflies. I know where I'd rather be, lying together, my girl and me. When there's plenty of guys around the world, and you know me, I'm a one-girl girl. There's plenty of guys around the world, and you know me, I'm a one-girl girl. Dig that kind of scene, 'cause there's plenty of guys around the world, and you know me, I'm a one-girl girl. There's plenty of guys around the world, and you know me, I'm a one-girl girl. A one-girl girl. Who's your one-girl girl? Guys around the world, and you know me, I'm a one-girl girl. Around the world, and you know me, who's your one-girl girl? Well, there we go. Isn't that good? And that, of course, is a song that I wrote for my. It's a song I wrote for my wife, who supports me in lots of things. She's lovely. But yeah, it's One Girl Girl, isn't it? And that's from the upcoming third album that got sidetracked a bit because of COVID. It's sidetracked a bit because of COVID, was that one. And this is yet another song which might end up on the album or what have you. It's been a hell of a year, hasn't it, with this here pandemic that we've got. I was a child of the 70s. I was born in the 70s. I know, difficult to think. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s, and we suffered an epidemic that was not acknowledged and is only just something that we think we might be getting on top of. And this is a song about that, about growing up in the 80s queer. And it's called Colours with Pride. I grew up in the shadow of 28, not much hope, a lot of hate, desperate to emancipate what we felt inside. The songs we heard kept us alive, glad to be gay and I will survive. A dance floor in a seedy dive, drag queens on the mic. Take my hand and march along, together we are strong. Oh, hey, oh, we'll keep our rainbows flying here. Oh, hey, oh, your bigotry's not welcome, dear. Oh, hey, oh, I'm gonna wear my colours with pride. The red top rags and the figureheads condemned the sick, outed the dead. As the epidemic quickly spread, we were terrified. In playgrounds we dodged abuse from teenage bullies on the loose. Freedom for the right to choose kept us unified. Take my hand and march along, together we are strong. Oh, hey, oh, we'll keep our rainbows flying here. Oh, hey, your bigotry's not welcome, dear. Oh, hey, I'm gonna wear my colours with pride. Decades on, we face the same. Politicians take their aim. Cowards hide behind fake names, encouraged by the right. Celebrities who sermonize, hypocrites who moralize. Once again, we'll see your lies. We're dancing side by side. Take my hand and march along. Together we are strong. Oh, hey, oh, we'll keep our rainbows flying here. Oh, hey, oh, your bigotry's not welcome, dear. Oh, hey, I'm gonna wear my colours. I'm gonna wear my colours with pride. I'm wearing my colours with pride. Come wear your colours with pride. I'm wearing my colours with pride. Thank you. And always when there's a lull, it's we haven't been to gigs this year, have we? We haven't really been to gigs. We've been streaming, we've been doing all this sort of stuff, but you sort of expect some sort of thing, and so you're on your own. You're very lonely. A lonely thing happened in Leeds about 4 years ago now. I was out on a date. I was out on a disastrous date that went horribly, horribly wrong. And I ended up sitting in Viaduct Show Bar, nursing nursing a drink. And this was a point where I realised where I was on this whole gender and sexuality spectrum. I realised that I was a woman that liked women. So I was a lesbian. But I had that gender pendulum that swung both ways. So I was a genderqueer lesbian. I'd found myself a label. She stands on the edge of the scene, watching the stage and the drag queens melt in the background of the bar. Time for someone else to be the star. No need to feel abandoned, dancing lowly to the disco beats. No need to get much closer. Keep your distance, bask in the heat. She sips her rum and coke, remembers the day she was in on the joke. Build the walls, hide within, must be happy in her skin. No longer the talk of the party, curious questions on constant repeat. Stay away from arms of strangers, nothing more than a peck on the cheek. On the edges, watching from the shadows, like a wallflower. On the sidelines, searching for the borders, like a wallflower. On the edges, watching from the shadows, like a wallflower. On the sidelines, searching for the borders, like a wallflower. Like a wallflower. Thank you. Of course, with prides and everything else going on, we've had a funny year with prides, haven't we? Really, where we can't meet. We can't all meet and go and wave our banners and wave our flags and tell you all, we're here, we're here. We're here and we're queer and we do what we do. However, with the streaming world, we've discovered actually that we can have prides online as well and reach people that we would never have reached before. The people that really want to feel that confidence, the people that are still in the closet, feel that they can just maybe take that tentative step, and I think that's been very valuable. Pride marches, of course, are, big, wonderful things. Think about it, all the disco and drag queens and everything else. But it gets tourists along, doesn't it? We get a lot of tourists at prides, and at the first Pride I went to, the first big one, which was roughly about a decade ago, and it was Pride London. And I'm walking there, walking through the crowds, and I heard somebody say, you can tell the ones that, aren't gay because they can't dance. And I thought, hang on a moment, I can't dance. But to those sort of people, I say, I can't dance. And I don't care. Sequin dress and stilettos, Pan's people had the moves. I got scars of years gone by, but I'm still singing the same tunes. I fancy this, she fancies that, don't give a second thought. Come and have a dance sometime, let's see what you got. Did my confidence disturb you as I sashayed across the floor? I've been through battles and wars and more, but I ain't keeping score. I'll stand up and be counted. Balls to them all, 'cause no one needs to have your back when your back's against the wall. And you say that I can't dance? Well, I don't care. You tell me I can't dance? Well, I don't care. Ain't holding out for a hero, 'cause sweetheart, I'm my own. Tell me I can't carry on, well, babe, your cover's blown. Oh yeah, 'cause you're an ally, 'cause you're curious who I'm kissing. Well, I'm here to remind you just what you could be missing when seduced by glitter and rainbows. Well, the queers know where it's at. I'm not your Tinder fantasy, and you won't bell this cat. And I know it's complicated, and I'm a paradox. But hella, baby, I might be broken, but I'm a total fox. And you say that I can't dance? Well, I don't care. You tell me I can't dance? Well, I don't care. You say that I can't dance? Well, I don't care. Oh no. You tell me I can't dance? Well, I don't care. Well, I'm having fun, I ain't sorry, whatever you might think. When you're turning up at Pride and you're pretending that you're pink. Your privilege is showing through the thin veneer. But I see people of your vintage around here every year when you're standing on the sidelines, caught up in the cheers. Or did I hear that wrong, and was it actually a sneer? And I might not fit your ideals and what your cliches say, but screw your expectations. I'm proud this way. So you say that I can't dance? Well, I don't care. You tell me I can't dance? Well, I don't care. Now, when I'm doing this, the plan is that it goes into a big disco breakdown. It's me and a piano today, and I can't really go into a big disco breakdown. I don't know, maybe I can. Give me a second. 2, 3. I feel love, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love. Of course, then I'd have to do that a major third higher, wouldn't I? And I haven't practiced that. So maybe, let's do this one actually. Yeah, that'll do. I'm really, really sorry, girls. I'm giving you everything, all the joy you bring, and I swear. And all that I want from you is the promise you will be a really good trans ally. Please. We're embattled at the moment. We've got select committees who want to get rid of us. We've got people out there who don't believe that trans people are the people they say they are. We've got people out there spreading lies and saying that things like kids get surgery. Kids don't get surgery. Don't be silly. That'd be stupid. Oh, unless they're intersex. If they're intersexed, then they get involuntary surgery when they're babies. But that's all right, isn't it, kids? So you say that I can't dance? Well, I don't care. Thank you! Now, we get to my final song. The very, very final song in the set. And this is a song that I do, well, I finish every set off with it if I possibly can. And it is a song for the disenfranchised out there, the people who are struggling, and there's a lot of us out there, aren't there? The people who are struggling, the people who are inside, the people who are in the closet, and the people who can't cope. And it's called One Foot in Front of the Other. I've yet to meet A person who hadn't been beat by something someone did or said. There will be happy times ahead. Sometimes it don't work out. You want to scream and shout, were it easy to be you, then life would be so untrue. Take each day at a time. Soon the sun will shine. There's a hill you need to climb. One foot in front of the other. Take each day at a time. You know the sun will shine. Life won't always be sublime. One foot in front of the other. I've yet to learn of someone who didn't U-turn collateral along the road in a manic depressive episode. When it don't check out, stop, work it out, perhaps out of the blue. They'll see a different side of you and take each day at a time. Soon the sun will shine, there's a hill you need to climb. One foot in front of the other, take each day at a time. You know the sun will shine, life won't always be sublime. One foot in front of the other. So, this is usually the Jerry Springer moment, isn't it? When I say, what have we learned? Well, instead I'm going to say to everybody this Christmas who has to go back into the closet for the sake of the family, all the people who don't have the family because they've been disowned, all the people who can't travel to be their nearest and dearest, there's only one thing that we can say, isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Take each day at a time. Soon the sun will shine. There's a hill you need to climb. One foot in front of the other. Take each day at a time. You know the sun will shine. Life won't always be sublime. One foot in front of the other and take each day at a time. Take each day at a time. And life is never quite as straight as it seems. Chapel FM, thank you very much for having me. My name's Jessica Rowbottom. I'm the single sole member of the Bleeding Obvious. You can go find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go look for the Bleeding Obvious. Please do go follow me. Go follow me on Spotify. All that kind of thing. You can even follow me home and sit in the front garden. I think that's allowed. I'll even make you a cup of tea. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Michael, back at Chapel FM, for looking after me. See you later.
Just playing the jingle out of that.
Marvellous. Thank you very much, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, that's Michael you can hear.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Jessica.
Thank you very much. It's been absolutely lovely and hope to see you next year.
I would love to follow
Lovely.
you home
All right, well, we'll
and
see you
have
then.
a cup of tea and pick your brains and have a bit of a chat there. Yeah, I really loved their.
And so, YouTube people, which camera am I on, Helen? 2. I'm on 2, thank you. Hello, YouTube people. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm sorry I wasn't visually as involved with you as before, but there were a few things that sort of went wrong, and I just had to quickly fix them as we went along. And, you know, ultimately I was giving Chapel FM a really nice show if I possibly could. It'd be lovely to see you again. Please do come along. When I'm starting to do shows again, hopefully next year, please do come and find me. You can find me at bleedingobvious.uk. You can find me at Bleeding Obs on Twitter and Instagram. And if you look for the Bleeding Obvious on Facebook, you'll find me. Anything involving a teardrop, it's usually this one. Okay? And thank you very much to Helen, my wonderful wife, who's been behind the desk making sure that you all out there in YouTube land have had a reasonable enough show. And thank you.